Yep, it's another one from our
Squad
Supreme. You know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is. Always to have you. Happy to have you watching us. So
happy to
to be
give
watched,
you guys
I guess.
content to watch.
Yeah, and to be watched.
And to be watched.
It sounds weird when you say it, but
yeah.
that is what it is.
And especially when you hit the subscribe
button
and like button, you know what I mean? Like,
so today we have something from Casual Geographic. You know, when you drop something, it's always informative and quite impressive, I might say. So it's the insane plot armor of cats. Yeah, no one can disagree.
This is
with
for
that.
the cat lovers. Yeah.
The chronic cat owners and lovers, cat mamas.
Chronic.
Yeah, right.
It's a chronic love.
It's quite.
Hey man, I like cats.
You like them.
Yeah.
You worded it correctly. You like them. You don't adore cats. You don't love cats. You don't worship cats. Let's get to the cats, I guess. Damn. Yeah, that'll slap the silliness out of you.
Nah, that's cat game. Hey, oh, you too? I don't care.
Get over here!
Characters so overpowered that they make the game stop functioning as intended and exploit the game's balance in their favor. If cats aren't the most broken animals on the planet, God must have discontinued first place. I talk a lot about animals that got shafted by evolution. In fact, my most popular video today was about 10 of them. Well, if I ever do a video on nature's favorites, cats will surely be at the very top. Cats are arguably the most successful predators we've ever seen. With so many overpowered abilities, you'd swear it was plot armor. I don't even want to make this intro too long, so here's 10 superpowers your cat has that you may or may not have known. And number one,
most
zero
vicious.
fall damage.
Yeah.
You probably heard that cats always land on their feet, but the real flex is being able to fall from heights that would have any human furnishing a coffin. A 1987 study showed that out of 132 cats that were brought to an emergency vet in New York City after falling out of a high-rise, 90% lived and less than 40% required life-saving treatment. It gets even wilder when you realize that cats actually have a better chance of getting airdropped from a building and walking it off the higher the drop was. It's all because cats understand physics. You see, when you're in free fall, you accelerate towards the ground until you reach terminal velocity, where you literally can't fall any faster. When cats reach TV, they splay their legs and kind of just parachute the rest of the way down. And instead of landing on their feet, they break their fall with their chest and abdomen. Obviously, they don't completely tank the hit, but thanks to their relatively large surface area to weight ratio, they maximize the points of contact that smack the ground and therefore minimize the damage. And since cats apparently have lifelong beef with gravity, cats that reach terminal velocity instinctively know not to tense up, but instead relax and basically turn themselves into a kite on the way down. The thing is, if they don't have time to reach terminal velocity, they end up getting hurt way worse. So like in a weird twist, cats that fall from 2 to 7 stories actually end up more down bad than the ones that touch earth from 10 stories up. In fact, cats have about a 95% chance of falling from 10 stories and living. Meanwhile, the average human has a 95% chance of getting outlined with chalk. Oh, don't think the cutoff's 10 stories either. One cat named Sabrina took a 32-story express trip to the ground and walked away with only a punctured lung and a chipped tooth. Not to mention she was released and sent home 2 days later.
I am
being
literally not
impervious to fall
expecting
damage.
anything else.
If
you fall, jump from 10
legit fall off the only injury they take is from pride. Speaking of plot
teaching
armor,
us how to
did
break
you know
a
cats
fall?
are actually built to predict the weather? You see, cats
Red and be
affect
free.
static
Then
electricity,
wear
so they
parachute.
pick up on the building electrical charge and often comes before a really bad storm. And the cat's inner ears are sensitive to sudden drops in atmospheric pressure, which announce the arrival of a cloud assault. Technically, so can we. It's why our ears do the most and pop on a plane, but it's just that cat ears are that much more sensitive. And they can even smell rain and lightning coming. It's so OP that sailors used to use cats aboard ships as a four-legged forecast. 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 Apparently a cat with the zoomies means you could expect strong winds. A cat that sneezed was warning you of heavy rain. And apparently if one licked their fur against a grain mid-sail, then you better make like God's golfing, because it's finna hail. Now to be fair, a month surrounded by nothing but sea and seamen gives you a lot of time to just make stuff up. I mean, just how many sea monster stories was just a whale freeing his willy? But there might be some truth to the cat thing. Cats will often spend extra time licking themselves before a bad storm, since having damp fur helps with the static thing I told you about. So basically, if cats could talk, we'd see a lot of meteorologists on unemployment. Cats really managed to finesse their way to live in nearly 50 million homes in America rent-free. And one of the biggest reasons is because cats are the best manipulators nature has to offer. And if you think they aren't,
Shouting gun.
you're probably a mark you don't even know it. According to researchers at the University of Sussex, many cats will exploit their owners with a soliciting purr. It's more high frequency, triggers a sense of urgency in humans, and even someone resembles the cry of an infant, and we just have to assume that's intentional. And in experiments, not only did humans have a faster response time when hearing that purr compared to a normal one, it even affected people that never owned cats.
What?
This distress purr likely triggers a deep, innate nurturing response in humans, meaning you're literally hardwired to answer to it no matter what you were doing before. So apparently cats understand psychology too. That's not even really a joke because adult cats almost never meow to each other, but kittens do it with their mothers for food and warmth, and we have to assume they just figured out it works on humans too. And it's not just pet cats with this talent. Tigers have been known to imitate the sounds of their prey to lull them into a false sense of security. Tigers have reportedly mimicked sandbar deer and black bears. Bro, just listen to this.
Slick motherfucker.
Do you want to be one with the cows? I don't think that's how you trick cows into coming over.
And it's not just tigers.
And you think we still don't need guns? You still say, oh, we must love our animals. Animals, no, human lives.
You know what tigers remind me of predators.
Oh, yeah, it's a trap. It's a trap.
Oh shit, I didn't think this was real, man.
If it acts like one, it probably is, bruh. This is a predator down to the bone, my guy. You know what?
If it sounds human, it's probably a tiger.
You know your God. Guess what's happening?
It's probably
You're
a
the
tiger.
next. You're the next Happy Meal, bruh. That's it. That's it.
Shit.
You know, it's searching for the toys inside, man. You know, inside the Happy Meal, it's the bones, of course. You understand? So
It's got a bone to pick.
yay, exactly. Exactly. So let's stop being ridiculous, okay, people?
The South American margay will verbally cosplay as a baby monkey just to murk its parents like a Disney movie. And clearly the manipulation tactics were passed down. In fact, cats are so good at working people that they'd actually be great politicians, which is probably how Mayor Stubbs of Talkeetna, Alaska stayed in office for 20 years, even surviving assassination attempts by dogs, BB guns, and a deep fryer. There's another special ability cats have, and it could arguably be the most overpowered of all. Pretty privilege. It's how dolphins got flipper, orcas got free willy. Meanwhile, the best movie deal shark management could
They
get
are
was being
cute.
typecast
They
as
are.
dogs.
They cute 10 out of 10.
Bruh.
Actually, 11 out of 10.
They give you those
Bring
cat eyes.
them
They give you those cat eyes. The purr. You're done, bruh. Shouting gun activated all the way, man.
Wide eyes and round forehead. Cats literally remind us of babies. And even though it's a buff from nature, cats will 100% play into this by figuring out what combination of ear wiggling, whisker pointing, and eye narrowing gets the best response from people. Now add the fact that slow blinking with your cat can trigger oxytocin in both of you, the literal hormone that bonds a mother to her child. And you can see how cats were basically engineered to be irresistible. It's pretty privilege on every steroid possible. And it's wild because if any other animal had a reputation for cold indifference and global genocide, it'd be cause of pause, but because it's cats, we just let it slide. Cat cuteness virtually has us in a chokehold. And I said virtual for a reason. It's said that 50% of all internet traffic is driven by cat content.
Yeah.
That's 50% of all the stuff on the internet. I want you to think about that during this ad. Matter of fact, I'm willing to put money on it. For some of y'all, this ad's about to be cat related. Oh, you're back. Oh, by the way, was it cat related? I'm actually curious. But the thing that almost always gets forgotten is that cats give back as much as they take, which leads to their next flex, healing powers. And not just for them. Science says having a cat living under your roof easily extends your subscription to life. Studies show that cat owners are 40% less likely to suffer a heart attack and have a 30% less chance of getting clapped by cardiovascular complications. And since cardiovascular disease is one of the leading causes of preventable death today, cats are like a real-life one-up. Not to mention kids that grew up around cats have less of a chance of getting folded by allergies, especially if the exposure started in early infancy or even while they're still in the womb waiting group. And then there's the fact that just petting a cat can nerf stress levels and blood pressure. If you really want to get literal about it, cats purr at a frequency that's at their bone density, repair tendons, and promote healing.
How much is a cat?
Yeah, how much is a cat, man?
I don't know, but then I do know that the purr is actually good for you. That it helps your heart rate and everything like that. Basically, cats are magical. That's why I told you I like cats.
Yeah.
Dog, you can own a dog is for outside. A dog is for inside.
Nah, dog is for energy.
No, a dog is for so that the thieves
Yeah,
don't
for
come
energy.
in.
I ain't
it's
finna
for
chase.
energy.
I ain't
Yeah,
finna chase them dogs,
you know what I
man.
mean? Yeah, I ain't finna chase thieves.
I wanna,
Yeah.
wanna take care of my heart.
So if you want ref and innocence in your property,
Yeah.
ref, put the dogs outside.
Yeah, but
Innocence
peace
and
and tranquility.
peace, cats inside the house.
Yeah, I want some tranquility, man.
And a dopamine just for like you know, balance, you know.
No. I'm not competing for ownership of my house, man. I'm not doing that.
I don't really fully understood it, but apparently cats purr at a frequency that transmits vibrations throughout the body. Vibrations that help increase blood flow to the affected area, thereby bringing more nutrients. It's also believed that those same vibrations can help with soft tissue injuries like sprains and strains. I know I said they live rent-free, but considering all they do to carry our health, again, I feel like we could let it slide. It's not just a buff to your health either. I vividly remember seeing a bunch of surveys that said that women on dating sites actually find men with cats more attractive. Something about seeming more nurturing or emotionally intelligent.
On an unrelated note, I want y'all to meet my editor and content manager, Ashley. Say hi, Ashley. Say hi. Huh? Oh, good boy.
I tried to find the articles online, but apparently there was a switch up, and now women find cat.
Yeah, he said it.
His tone changed, bruh. Did you notice that? This boy's tone changed. His mannerisms.
Nigga.
Yeah,
nigga.
You know, you have your green tea, you have your coffee, you have your, you know what I mean? Yeah. Instead of, give me that latte, nigga.
Give me that latte,
give me that latte, man.
Less attractive. So on another unrelated note, yeah, he isn't mine. I'm actually just cat sitting for a friend. Shout out to you, Yusuf.
I was supposed to say
Cat
that.
claw armor is so strong that it might just be able to save you from
And he's wearing a cat shirt.
physicians detecting it in people before anyone else could. Cats have a sense of smell about 14 times stronger than humans, with their 200 million odor receptors to our pitiful, almost embarrassing 5 million. Tumors produce volatile organic compounds, and these VOCs leave the body through sweat and breath. And there's a lot of respected researchers out there that will die on the hill that cats can sniff it out the same way dogs can. In 2018, rescue cat Mia climbed on owner Michelle Pearson's chest and wouldn't get off for anything, sniffing and pawing at, the right one, while also meowing and looking at her, as cats do. It wasn't until her husband checked for himself that he felt the telltale lump, and that's how the cat that was rescued from certain death ended up returning the favor and saving her owner from stage 2 breast cancer. And that's not even much of a reach, considering there's also stories of cats warning their diabetic owners of their potentially fatally low blood sugar. Either that, or cats can see the future and they'll choose to keep you in theirs if they like you enough. And even that's low-key valid, considering superpower number 7 is that cats have ultra instinct. Those whiskers can detect sudden changes in air currents to figure out the size, shape, and speed of nearby objects. It's like a whole radar system growing out of their face, and it's how a blindfolded cat is still hell on earth for any mouse in the area. Bro, I still don't think you're understanding just how much of a cheat whiskers are. Cats can even use their whiskers to figure out what direction their prey is trying to dodge it in right before they pounce, allowing them to cut off any possible escape routes. Now to us, it's interesting and pretty cool, but to a mouse trying to make it home to his family, that's gotta be some bullshit. Cats don't just have it on their face, they have whiskers all over. And you can't even play dead with the cats, since they have carpal whiskers that allow them to tell if their prey is playing or, actually past tense. And honestly, this might be the most broken ability cats have. It's basically impossible to catch a cat slipping. They don't have to hear you, they don't even have to smell you. All it takes is a small change in air currents to trust each other.
We ain't making over here,
cats are the ones that do the sneaking, which only makes their next ability even more of a jihad for their prey. Superpower number 8. Cats are athletic freaks of nature.
Hey!
No, seriously, cats are the most athletic group of animals on Earth, and I'm gonna stand on that. There might not be a single event at the Olympics that one of the 40 flavors of feline can flex on us in. You want speed? Cheetahs can go 0 to 60 in 3 seconds and can peak out at over 70 miles per hour. A cheetah on a Sunday morning jog can still get pulled over on the turnpike. Ain't that crazy? Want to see some long jumping? We clear 45 feet horizontally on an off day.
Yeah.
You want to see a cat get high minus the catnip? The serval jumps so high that their meal prep literally involves pimp slapping birds right out of the air. And for powerlifting, here we have a literal deadlift by a leopard using only its teeth. Yes, that is one. Yes, that is a giraffe. And speaking of leopards, they're also gymnasts on steroids that turn trees into jungle gyms. And if you think you're safe from the smoke and water, keep in mind that the caiman is part of one of the most successful group of predators in history. And all it took was an aquatic equalizer in the form of a cat to wreck their entire game plan. Not to mention jaguars have been seen swimming clear across the Panama Canal. Yeah, that one. Also, they have a hydraulic press for a jaw. God help you get caught in it. And all you need to say about tigers is that this is an Indian ball.
What is that? That ain't no bull, bruh.
Can get choked out by a 500-pound striped Giggle Garfield. And I don't even need to say anything about mine. Those triceps speak for themselves. Cats are nature's population control. There isn't anywhere on Earth outside of
Talk about I hit the gym every day.
Even the travel-sized ones are a menace. The deadliest cat in the world.
My life is the gym, nigga.
Because of their metabolism, even the travel-sized ones are a menace. The deadliest cat in the world is the African black-footed cat. And because of their metabolism, not only can they catch up to 15 bodies a night, they also have a hunting success rate of 60%. Not even lions, tigers, and leopards can touch that. There's a reason why domestic cats put billions of animals on shirts a year. And sometimes they turn entire species into history lessons. And unlike their wild cousins, a lot of times with domestic cats, they do it just for fun. You think it's cute, but it's bloodlust. And if you're a mouse, an op with whiskers is like Thanos. They do be inevitable, especially when you factor superpower number 9. Cats
Number 9?
teleport. I'm dead serious. Cats do this thing where they just spawn wherever the plot needs them the most. As solitary hunters, cats can cover insane amounts of distance in times that really make no sense. Take mountain lions, for example. Young male cougars will often travel hundreds of miles away from their mother's territory to find their own. In 2009, a tagged cougar took a walk that took him from Black Hills, South Dakota, all the way to Greenwich, Connecticut. Basically, he hiked from Mount Rushmore to 30 miles from Manhattan. And it's not just cougars that go cross-country. A tiger named T1 managed to walk 800 miles across India in only a few months, fueled by nothing but the power of horny. And of course, there's a story about a jaguar that randomly showed up in Arizona just outside Tucson. I could really keep going. From June 2017 to July 2018, a young lynx trekked from a wildlife refuge in Alaska all the way into the heart of the Yukon. A trip that totaled 2,174 miles. His name was Hobo, by the way. Can't even make that up. But the best story of teleporting cats was Clementine Jones. She was a cat in New York whose family left her behind because they were moving and they figured the trip would be too hard on a pregnant cat. Oh, little did they know. Clementine spent a couple of months with her kittens and then one day just headed out and popped up at her old family's home 1,600 miles away in Denver. And it's not even like the family got tricked by a dude. Clementine was born with an extra toe and had a burn mark on her shoulder. There was no mistaking her. There's only one cat power that's arguably more impressive, and you saw it coming as soon as you clicked on this video. Superpower number 10, mind control. And it's all because of a little parasite called, you know the name, Toxoplasma gondii. It all starts when this parasite enters a cat because they literally only reproduce in their bowels and their eggs don't get past until the cat has a movement, usually in a litter box. Now here's the problem. The Toxoplasma gondii needs to find a way back into the cat in order to hit restart on its life cycle, and the best way to do that is by setting up shop inside one of the animals on its grocery list. The only issue is no mouse that values its life is going anywhere near a death sentence with toe beans to make it happen. So the parasite, which by the way basically uses the mouse as a layover, they begin to rewire its brain in order to remove the fear of cats. And I don't even know how, but infected mice can even start feeding for cat pee. With more irrational confidence in a father of 4 and an Instagram model's comments, it's easier for the mouse to get body bagged by its number 1 op, thus repeating this vicious mouse-murking cycle. And of course, we now believe that when this same parasite invades us, they do the same thing they would to a mouse. Which is why popular opinion is that the Toxoplasma parasite causes an unreasonable attraction to cats. And it's possible that this factory reset of our personality is due to the parasite making enzymes that control dopamine. And it's not just humans that can get infected. Turns out afflicted hyena cubs end up bolder in the face of lions, which is a great way for them to get invited to a meet and greet with Mufasa. It's not 100% true that the parasite is responsible for all the cat people in the world, but hear me out. There's proof that this parasite was present in ancient Egyptian mummies. And these were the people that straight up worshipped them. Not to mention up to 1/3 of all people alive right now have it, and most have no idea. And that's why I say cats have the wildest plot armor I've ever seen. Because real talk, only cats could spin a parasitic infection into a way of living rent-free. Trust me, I would know. Isn't that right, Maple? And that's why cats are the most broken animals in nature. With cats being nature's cutest form of population control. I talk about them in my book. Hold on. Sorry, bro. Okay. With cats being nature's cutest form of population control, I talk about them a lot in my book, 100 Animals That Can, Redacted, Kill You. Link in the description if you want to see for yourself. But make sure you drink water, hug your mother, hug a cat. It might just save your life. And, if he allows it, I'm going to see y'all in the next one.
Hey, that cat looked like it got its past memories back as a human being.
It basically sounds like cats are human beings.
Yeah,
just reincarnated as cats now.
Sure. Anyway, guys, you've seen how cats are OP themselves.
You might as well just dub this video how cats rule over the world.
Yeah. They actually ruled it. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them is in the White House. In every government building. I don't know. Anyway.
Hey, man, don't get the conspiracy.
Nah, there ain't no
hyped
conspiracy,
up,
man. Just
don't
love
get
a
them
cat.
hyped up,
Just
man.
love cats, man. There's no conspiracy, man. But watch out for those enzymes. Anyway, this has been Mayhem,
Kovah,
Squad Supreme.
Squad Supreme.
We are out.
Yeah.
Subscribe.